Hey, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. This is episode 4 of the Trading Weekly recap, and I'm super stoked for this episode because of the market performance this past week. Absolutely insane, and it looks like a possible cup and handle playing out, but obviously we don't know that for sure. We just want to have a plan for both the bull and bear side. But let's go ahead and go over the agenda for today's video. First, we are going to go over the market performance, then my performance in the market, any news that's coming up for the week of May 8th through the 12th, the promotions that are happening with different companies, and specifically daytrader. And as always, we are going to start off with the YouTube subscriber shout out. So for this week, I actually had hand selected this person because this individual is super positive and uplifting in the community. Whenever I post a YouTube video, this person always has something kind to say. And on top of that, very transparent with their journey. Now, may not be a social media star or an influencer or a content creator, but nonetheless, the energy and the value that this person brings to the community is amazing. So if you do see this person in the live streams or in the comments of the videos or whatever, definitely feel free to say hi. But a big drum roll to Gabriel. So for Gabriel, Gabriel has been part of our community for quite some time, and since Gabriel had joined the community, just absolutely amazing, super kind, super thoughtful, and as I mentioned a few times already, very positive. So this is Gabriel's YouTube channel. I did mention not a content creator, but if you do see Gabriel in the chat, feel free to say what's up to Gabriel. But now moving on to the market performance of this past week. So for Sunday, when we first opened this week's session, right here, we just had a little bit of sideways action, and then going into Monday, a little bit of sideways action until we finally broke out below this supply zone right here. This 1 hour, 30-minute supply zone was too strong, and we couldn't quite break out of it, especially closing above it. So therefore, we started creating this downtrend here. We're starting to trickle, and then Wednesday comes, we have FOMC as well as the press conference being released, and it just wasn't the best news, as you can tell here. Although the number that we were expecting, which is 0.25 basis points, was met, and that was the forecasted number, we still had a lot more bad news than we did good news, I guess you can call it. But essentially coming into Thursday, and then into today, Friday, we had picked up all of that sell side and pretty much pushed all the way back to where we started on the week. So again, Sunday, Monday, we started at the beginning of this supply zone, and we are ending, well, we tipped the same area, but we ended right below that supply zone. So far the supply zone is holding up. Now this does look like a little cup, and we could possibly create this handle where we push off this demand zone right here, the 30 and 1 hour, and maybe break through this area that we have touched twice now. But obviously everything is up for grabs. We do not know if that's going to happen. It's only best to have a plan for both the bulls and bear side, as I mentioned earlier. But essentially the market performance was just pretty much where we started on Sunday. So nothing really crazy with that. But with the crazy part though, as I mentioned, was the numbers in the release this week. So Monday we had PMI, and then Wednesday was the FOMC. So if you didn't know, the bank system failure, we've had 3 banks that have failed so far in 2023. Now with the federal board, they keep on saying the same phrase, sound and reserve. Our bank system is sound and reserve. Now, if it was sound and reserve, we wouldn't have had a 3rd bank fail this past week, essentially showing a domino effect. Now with FOMC, the interest rate of the 0.25 basis point, that was decided because it may help the bank system. Because if we were to raise the interest rates even higher, then essentially that wouldn't be helpful towards the bank system. It's either we reduce inflation or we help the bank system. It's either of the two. So sticking with the 0.25 basis point as forecasted is going to help the bank system, hopefully in the long run. Now obviously that's going to push off the process of reducing inflation by a longer amount of time. We're still targeting it, we're still fighting inflation by still having these basis point increases, but regardless, it's going to take a little bit more time because of this added consequence of bank system failures. Now with bank system failures though, if we do continue to have domino effect of more banks failing, it's really not going to be great for the economy, obviously, great for us retailers, obviously, but most importantly for the market. So definitely, again, having a plan for the shorts and longs would be really beneficial during this time of trading. But if you guys wanted to check out my trade ideas, you can follow me on TradingView or Twitter. I do post almost daily, either the night or the morning of my trading session. It just depends when I get to my charting. But nonetheless, you guys can check that out in the description below. And then Thursday, yesterday the 4th, we had our jobless claims, and then today, ending the week with the unemployment and the employment numbers. Now going into next week, the 8th through the 12th, we have a few things to look forward to, and just like the last 2 weeks, it's going to be towards the middle to the end of the week where I'm expecting more volatility. The reason being is because on Tuesday we have a few speeches, great, but on Wednesday and Thursday we have CPI and PPI, and again jobless claims. On Friday we are going to end the week with import price index, but who knows, we might have again more volatility during the end of the week just because more numbers. Whenever we have a lot of reports and numbers being released, it definitely moves the market a lot more than the speeches. If the speeches are from Jay Powell, then definitely expect nothing too crazy. But when Jay Powell comes in, he can move the market in both directions. So yeah, that is what happened this past week, and then what to expect for next week. For my performance, overall, I would like to say that I did fairly well. Starting with the bad news, unfortunately, I did lose my funded account, and that was due to me not listening to my psychological and mental flags. I had not been sleeping well the past week and a half or so, really, and I don't know why. It's been really bugging me and affecting a lot of aspects in my life, specifically trading, and I should have known that I shouldn't have traded my funded account during that time, but I did anyway. And so something that I'm walking away with from this lesson is that mistakes that I've made time and time again, I need to remind myself of these mistakes because I know that I have lessons from them, but I haven't been applying them. And that's because I keep forgetting the lessons that I'm learning from these mistakes. So that's what I'm going to be holding myself accountable to. Now, for the good side, though, is that I did pass a few evaluations this week. I was already on track with my profit targets, but with FOMC, because I had a plan for both bulls and bears side, I was able to execute really well. And with news, the way I like to think of it is that news just pretty much ramps up the process of getting to a target faster, and that's essentially what happened. So I was able to pass a few accounts, and I'm very happy with that, sticking to my plan, having my psychology on point that day, and just everything worked out for the best. So that's why I say overall I think I did fairly well, regardless of losing one of my funded accounts. Now let's go ahead and move on to the really cool deals that are happening right now. So as always, everything's linked in the description with my codes and my website links, so it's easy for you. But starting off with Apex, there is a 50% off all the accounts using this code here. With Bullinox, there is 40% off option 1 and option 2 accounts. If this discount code does not work though, there is a 35% off all accounts option, which is with this code. With Lilu Trading, it is 30% off all the accounts with code Jess. And they do have a deal right now for the PA fee. It's only $150 for all of the accounts, and it's going to be ending on Mother's Day, May 14th. Now with daytrader, it's pretty cool because we had just become an affiliate with them, and I think it's nice to see how active they are on their social media, and on top of that, really trying to cater to different parts of their audience. So we'll get into why I say that in just a second. But starting off with their first deal, they have 50% off the 25K, 50K, and 100K standard accounts. And this discount does not apply to the 100K Express, but again, only for these accounts here. This will end at the end of May, May 31st. They also have their 25K direct account. If you want to skip the evaluation, you can do that by purchasing this account here. You save an extra $10 off with my code right here as well. And then lastly, the really cool sale that they have going on right now that will end on May 7th, which is Sunday, is their 10K direct swing count. Now the 10K direct is literally the same as the 25K direct, where the first 3 months, the profit 100% is yours. There is no split. And I actually have their flyer right here. So if you guys wanted to pause the screen right now, you could take a look at it. You can also visit their website, as I mentioned, linked down below, to be able to review more information about it. And you could send them a support ticket if you guys want to know more. But essentially, if you meet and exceed the safety threshold of $1,100, your minimum withdrawal is $250 right away. And again, the first 3 months, 100% profit is yours. It's pretty solid. You can start right away with 5 micros. You don't have to scale into 5 micros. You get to start off right away with that. So I think it's a really cool opportunity for those that are looking for a more affordable direct account. And on top of that, being able to take withdrawals out very quickly once you reach the safety threshold. So again, everything's linked down below if you're interested in this account. And it is going to be ending on May 7th. So you have about 2 days by the time I post this to be able to take advantage of this deal. But that is going to be all the promotions that are happening right now with all these different companies. Let me zoom out for you so you guys are able to see it a little bit better. There you go. And now the last thing I should end with that daytrader though is that it may be $10 off or a little bit less, I was waiting for an email for them to send it to me, but I wanted to go ahead and post this video for you guys as soon as possible because I know a few of you actually wait for it to be released on Fridays. So I'm trying to push out the weekly recaps on Fridays rather than Saturdays. So definitely working towards keeping this consistent schedule with the weekly recap. So if it isn't $10 off, it's still definitely a discount. Just not sure how much it would be. You can feel free to comment down below. If you guys do purchase an account, you can let the rest of the community know what that's going to be. But I will also update it in the description once I do get an email from TikTok about what the discount will be. But that's going to be the end of today's weekly recap, episode 4. I do appreciate your guys' time and support. If you haven't subscribed already, feel free to do so. I am doing a 500 subscriber giveaway. Once we hit 500 subs, I will be releasing the giveaway details. So looking forward to that. The prize is a $100,000 Express account. So yeah, just so stoked for that. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys' time and support. I wish you nothing but success in your trading journey, and I will see you all in the next video.